All right. So we are live. Yes. I'm super excited. Let's see if it's showing that we're live on YouTube, and we are. Woo! So I'm going to wait for YouTube to send out some alerts. While we're waiting, I will say this. Today is definitely a call-in day. The only thing that I ask if you're calling in is to be professional because, we monetized. All right. So, yes. So, let me make sure I have everything pulled up. And I do. So, yes. All right. So, hey, Hermes, it's your girl, Britt Brat, going live with the Breed Talk. And, baby, we have to talk. Today, we're going to be talking about Leah Thomas. She has been trending for a minute now. But before we get started, let's go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Tap that notification bell so you can get all the updates and alerts. And remember, opinions are not facts. Everything we say over here is allegedly and for entertainment purposes solely. So sit back, relax, sip you some apple juice, and don't let your panties get in a bunch, okay? Yes. So as you're coming in, don't forget to thumbs up this content because we do not work for free. Yes, we accept all forms of donations, payments, dinero, the cash in my hand. Okay, we are live. Yes, I feel like today's episode is going to be so good because it's been trending. Now, like I said, we are doing a live call in on this topic where we will discuss trans women in female sports. Okay, because I told y'all before, if the OG babes know, I said the women were under attack. The women are under attack. So this is the link to where we will be doing the live call-in. It is pinned in the chat. So make sure you click on it and we're going to get into it, okay? Yes, I need this live while at work. Yes, Angela, because it's working days. Now, I do suggest y'all putting your headphones because, we are professional. But let's get into it, shall we? So I do want to say kudos to Caitlyn Jenner because she was the first. She even went up against Angelica Ross, I think that's her name, from Pose, standing firm in her position. So it says, Caitlyn Jenner slams criticism of trans athlete stance. I had the balls to stand up for women in sports. Caitlyn Jenner launches yet another disgraceful attack on trans athlete without a hint of irony. Caitlyn Jenner responded to Pink News and said, no, I had the balls to stand up for women and girls in sports. And I'm like, baby, we needed it. So I'm going to explain everything. We're going to get into it, and then I'm going to give y'all my opinion. And then we're going to take call-ins. Hey, Miss Cardio Queen, shout out to them international babes. Shout out to y'all. Y'all really be tuning in. I do rock with y'all because I know we on a whole different wavelength and time schedule, but I love it. So it says, Caitlyn Jenner did an interview with Daily Mail and said trans women and girls should not play for women's teams. This is the same woman who has competed in a women's golf tournament in the past. She believes in strict binary sex. I don't think biological boys should compete in women's sports. We have to protect women's sports. That's the bottom line, she continued. I don't see how you can be happy beating other girls under these circumstances. You have to have a sense of personal responsibility. You can still enjoy sports, but not play at a competitive level. And I have to agree. I feel like the LGBTQ community likes to grade the lines when it comes to certain things. And I want women to really pay attention. You remember how y'all were like, well, trans women are women. Y'all remember when some of y'all faves was saying that? Where are they now when the girls are outraged that they're getting beat by trans women? Silent. You see how they don't say anything when it comes to femicide? Anyways, y'all hear the Ghetto Girl pop? It's going to be good. So Caitlyn Jenner had this to say, and of course, Vlad TV had to hop on it. So Vlad TV asked Boosie what he thought about the transgender women in sports. Here's what Boosie had to say. Now, I will say this, there is some colorful language, so make sure if you're around, the professionals,
I personally don't think that it's fair for a male trans athlete to compete in women's sports because
in women's sports, bro.
Yeah,
let them women have their glory, man.
Yeah,
we let that shit go down in 5-10 years. They're gonna have kids raising their children to be big, strong motherfuckers, then turn into women and take over the sport and get $1 million contracts. Watch.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, women's sports really...
Motherfuckers think money. Motherfuckers think money. Yeah, go get a motherfucker 7'5", and turn him to a woman. And put him on the motherfucking NCAA team. And have him dunking like Shaq. Fuck y'all mean. This work. I ain't happy in it.
No, I feel like that because, at the end of the day, women's sports in general, I feel, have always had an uphill battle compared to the male sports.
Women don't get paid like me.
Exactly.
Women don't go through the stuff, bro.
Yeah.
A woman pussy bleed. Like, bro. You know what women go through, man? Sit your ass down, man. Get the fuck out the pool, man. Get your ass out the pool, man. Real shit. You shit, bro. Get your ass out the pool. It's not acceptable in my mind. I don't know who gonna agree with me, but I'm gonna tell them, get your ass out the pool. This girl been training her whole life. You got girls been training since they were 4 years old. Their shoulders not made like yours.
Hello.
Right.
Like, bro,
I mean, think about
it. Bro, come on.
Right. I mean, think about this, right? Let's just say Kevin Durant put on a wig and decided to join the WNBA.
Come on, bro.
What would happen? What would happen?
Kevin Durant, bro, come on. It's cheating, bro. It is cheating, bro. They got girls been training their whole life to be good at women's sports. I personally don't think.
Now, I saw a lot of people were saying, but y'all want equality, though. That's not what it is. Don't let you see the feminists are real silent. And y'all know my motto, silence is compliance. But I wanted to get into something like this because it was warranted. It says, care to explain this, anyone? Leah Thomas was born a biological man. He didn't so-called transition into a woman until he turned 21. He knows he now competes with women where he went from being ranked 462 as a male swimmer to number 1 in women's swimming. Now meet Caster Semenya. She's 31, born a biological woman from South Africa. She was recently denied the chance to compete in the Tokyo Olympics because she's said to be too mannish. They wanted her to take medicine to lower her naturally gifted testosterone. Since she refused, this woman was not allowed to compete with other women. Can't make this up. Happy Women's History Month. Save women's sports. I feel like this, and I saw an article. I wholeheartedly agree because I get it. If the trans into male or woman, I just feel like they need their own separate category, and I get it. If they had their own separate category, they probably wouldn't get the recognition they deserve. But I don't see trans men out here trying to compete with the men. If they are, where are they? It's super silent. But every time it's something dealing with women, we are under attack. I told y'all, we can't even say, oh my God, thank God I'm born a woman. And the LGBTQ community gets up in arms. There is a full-fledged attack on women. On women. Leah Thomas, an American swimmer. I just feel like this. She wasn't good as a male, so she couldn't hack it. Being a male, she's decided to take the easy route. I now want to be a woman. And I think that's where we got it messed up. That's where we have it messed up. I could see if Leah was great in male sports, but she wasn't. It says, photographer disappointed by today's show attention of Leah Thompson's photo. Let's see, what was the one? So it says, hold on, y'all, I gotta see. I'm sorry about that, Baze. So here it says, this is the New York Post. This was just a day ago. They said, ooh, look at our girl pop once again. So crazy. Let me scroll down. It says, Caitlyn Jenner has sided with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis about transgender swimmer Leah Thomas. Earlier this week, DeSantis declared Emma Wyant, the University of Virginia freshman who finished second, let me scroll down, who finished second to Thomas in the 500-yard NCAA Women's Championship last week, the rightful winner. Wyant, who finished 1.75 seconds behind Thomas, grew up in Sarasota, Florida. By allowing men to compete in women's sports, the NCAA is destroying opportunities for women, making a mockery of its championships and perpetuating a fraud, DeSantis wrote on Twitter. In Florida, we reject these lies and recognize Sarasota's Emma Wyant as the best swimmer in the 500-yard freestyle. Jenner concurred. Child, it got all these ads on this article. And Jenner put at Governor Ron DeSantis agreed. She is the rightful winner. Jenner tweeted, it's not transphobic or anti-trans, it's common sense. Jenner, 72, won the gold medal in the men's decathlon in the 1976 Olympics as Bruce Jenner. She transitioned from a man to a woman in 2015. Hold on, let me scroll down. Okay. For the past several months, she has been a vocal opponent of Thomas competing against women. Leah Thomas is also not good for women's sports, Jenner told Fox News in January. It's unfortunate that this is happening. I don't know why she's doing it. She knows when she's swimming, she's beating the competition by 2 laps. 2 laps. She was born a biological boy. She was raised as a biological boy. Her cardiovascular system is bigger. Her respiratory system is bigger. These are scientific facts. Her hands are bigger. She can swim faster. That's no. All of this is woke world. All of this woke world that we're living in right now is not working. I feel sorry for other athletes that are there, especially at Penn or anyone she's competing against, because in the woke world, you have to say, oh my gosh, this is great. No, it's not. Shout out to this white woman transition conservative, because somebody needs to say it. The fact that a girl from Pose was so mad that Caitlyn Jenner said something really signified to me we are under attack. We can't have nothing. Boosie said everything correctly. Men are bigger than us, stronger than us. Yes, there's an occasional woman who will outdo a male, but that's very few and far between. Why are we allowing this? This is why I say we need conservatives in the world, because some of y'all are just too woke to the point where y'all are asleep. Too woke to the point where y'all are asleep. And it's becoming very frustrating. We can't have nothing. I saw a commercial where it said Happy Women's History Month and trans women. And I was like, We don't even have equal pay. We can't have nothing. We can't have nothing. And if you say this, it's like the hating hoes in the back get their feathers ruffled, and they're like, oh my, like, how would you feel if you had a child, birthed a child, you've been training them since the time they were born, is something that they love, and a transgender, whatever, we're gonna say woman because that's what it is, comes and beats your daughter, who is the rightful winner? How would you feel? How would you feel as a parent, an auntie, an uncle? Right is right and wrong is wrong. I have no problem with the trans community. I have no problem with them marrying each other. I have no problem with certain benefits, but come on, it's getting ridiculous out here. It's getting real strange. It's like we're muddling the gray area. This is why I'm like, parents, I better start boycotting Disney because it's about to come down the pipeline. Okay, we can walk out, right? Schedule a mass walkout for the LGBTQ benefits and rights, but we can't do a mass walkout for human trafficking, for women's pay, for femicide. None of that. Okay, women not dying on the birthing table. None of that. But we can do it for the LGBTQ. And I said, you see all those women who were like, I stand with my sisters and brothers, and I'm going to go march on the front lines because no hate and all this other stuff. Where are they at? They're out here attacking people who are standing up for you as a woman. Because let's be very clear, society is very male dominated. So you want the one thing we have to ourselves to be male dominated too. It's like we get further and further behind. And y'all don't see it. It's like they're trying to replace us. And some of you are willfully doing it. Like, yes. Well, trans women should. And I'm like, you don't even have your own freaking rights right now. Like, the women's history movement is barely 100 years old. Barely. And that's for some of the women, because some of you are a minority. And that's not even 100 years old. Y'all are just giving this thing away. And I to the OG babes, remember, I told y'all, I said they want to be women so bad. They're trying to erase us. The erasure of women has started. And some of you are just giving them full access. We can't have shit. Let me read some of these comments. And again, I'm not transphobic because I'm saying this. I have to look out for the future women and my family who might be good at something, and then they're going to have to compete against somebody who didn't hack it as a male, who now is competing as a woman. Where does that, like, make it make sense? That's all I'm saying. Make it make sense. If they're so passionate about being in sports, they should have their own. The Special Olympics have their own. You don't see them competing. So how come the trans community can't have their own? Oh. Oh. Now we're getting somewhere. All right, let me read some of these comments. Let me see. Oh, I see Christina in the back. Christina, I'm inviting you up, but let me read these comments real quick, okay?
Okay.
It says, I wholeheartedly agree with Caitlyn Jenner. Thank you, Boosie. Thank you. Okay. Christina said, preach. I've been sounding this alarm for years. Yes, Miss Cardio Queen, because baby, we gotta attack it where it's at and say it louder for the people in the back, Boosie. But they think it's a joke. They think it's a joke. Equality has nothing to do with this. There is no equality here. None. B Pink said this is sad. There and exactly. Hey, Koja Malik. Now go ahead, Miss Christina Carter. What are your thoughts?
So I saw that interview that Caitlyn Jenner did, and I completely agree with everything that she said. Like, he has been trained from a boy to be active, to be an athlete. And even when you saw that picture, like, he was big and bulky, and those girls just look so little. Like, he looked like a big ass giant to me. That's what he looked like. And I was like, this is wrong, this is foul. And that's the same thing that happened when the other transgender woman was in like the, what's it called, the street fight, he beat that girl's ass. Like, she was in the hospital. Like, this is not cool. This has nothing to do with being transphobic. I really feel like they use that word to try to attack you and make you feel bad. I don't feel bad. Okay? If you want to do that, that's on you. But don't come into women's spaces and try to take over. Because that's a man thing. Like, they want to take over everything. They want to control everything. Now they're trying to control biological women. And the fact that they say chest feeding and whatever, like, I do not like that at all. And I feel like we as women, we need to speak up. We are the majority. These people are the minority. And the only reason why they are getting away with it is because we are silent. Let's, like, speak up. Don't be afraid.
Exactly.
That's how I feel.
My child will never go to Penn State. Sorry. No. I gotta do like the Karens are doing. No, my child will not be going there. The girls didn't even feel comfortable changing in front of Leah.
That tells you something. Like, we're not going to even go into, like, some people pretend to be transgender to attack women. Like, there's so many things that they don't talk about. It's not all roses and bubble gums. Oh yeah, we come together. That's not true. Like, that's not true. You are not a woman. Okay, in your mind you feel like I am a woman. Okay, you might feel that way, but you're not a real woman. That's why you have that trans in front of it. You're not a real woman.
Hello,
girl. I mean,
it is nerve-wracking. It's unbelievable at this point. Like
I don't like it. And it's like when I see trans men, they seem chill to me. I don't see them cutting up. Oh, I want to be this. Oh, I want to be that. I want to be in sports, because I really feel like they know, okay, yeah, I feel like a man, but I know damn sure I can't be playing no basketball. I can't go to the NBA. I can't go to the NFL. They're going to pummel my ass. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
These trans women are just, they're in our spaces, they're in our faces, and they are aggressive with it. Like, their male testosterone comes out, and you can see it and you can feel it. But they're saying, "Oh, I'm a woman." Like, no, that's not true. Like, let's be honest. So that's all I got to say. I'm done. All right, bye.
All right, thank you for coming up, Christina. She was right. Their misogyny be popping out, and it'd be like, child, I don't have time for this. Miss Cardinal Queen said, yes, trans women should have their own category, and I was vilified for it. Yes, there is an attack on women by men who are now women. Yup. I don't like Tom DeSantis, but I agree with what he has done. T-Mobile is so ghetto. I miss my hood metro. I can barely catch lives with T-Mobile crappy service. Koja Malik, oh my God. I don't like Ron DeSantis, but I agree with his assessment. Yup. BP said that's what men do. Take over everything. It's the masculinity. It's very misogynoir. Very. And the fact that Angelica Ross, I think that's her name, from Pose, was adamant on adding Caitlyn Jenner as if it was going to be like, yes, sis, pay attention to the trans women who are silent on this very subject. While y'all are out here supporting them and yes, queen, yes. I'm like, okay, y'all see what's going on. Amen. I don't hear them say anything about trans men. Shaking my head. Nicole, I don't either. No, you're not transphobic. We should be able to stand up for ourselves as women. Exactly. Trans men know their limits. Yup. Yes, Christina. And BP said some men put on a dress to assault women. And we have seen that. We have seen that. Have we not? There was the trans woman who was in the female population in prison somewhere, and she got like all these prisoners pregnant. I'm like, they need to be isolated or in a wing where it's just trans women and men or whatever, because it's crazy. Like, why would you do that? Like, that to me is just beyond. Like, no. Trans women hate women. Some of them really do. Some of them really do. And I'm not trying to get into the psychology of it because I'm not a trained professional, but I can tell when some stuff is deep rooted in the misogyny war, and then the Rainbow Coalition be out here like, well, we should just accept it. The hell you talk about? What are you talking about? Yes, Miss Cardio Queen, they do. They compare and are mad aggressive towards us. They are. And while y'all are out here, like that's why I'm very cautious of the things I absorb. Like I have gay friends, but I don't let too many men do my makeup, my hair, none of that, because I feel like sometimes it's like a competition for them. And then on top of that, not everybody is for us. Women are barely for us, but y'all want to accept that. Child, please. Child, please. But does anybody else want to come up and talk about it? Do you have anything else? I was trying to look for this clip someone sent me, and I think it went down where the father spoke at, I don't know if it was Congress, who he spoke before, but he was like, his daughter is a soccer player. And he says he believes his daughter can be anything she puts her mind to, and he doesn't have any limiting beliefs. But he said, I don't want my daughter competing against boys. He said, I don't even let my sons rough up my daughter. Like, they don't rough house with my daughter because she is going to be a woman. She's a female. And he said, there's just lines we shouldn't even cross. And he said the fact that we have to speak about this with boys in sports or trans in sports, again, in women's sports is crazy. He said they should have their own separate entity. And I feel there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely not. I wholeheartedly agree. Because can you imagine? Like, and I told y'all, when I played basketball, the reason I quit is because I felt like it was too, like, male identified. The girls were very butch. I didn't see anybody who looked like me, like, wanted to get their nails done. And, you know what I'm saying? The things that I was into. And I was just like, it was very much, let's swim in the lady pond. And I wasn't feeling that. I said, oh, no, this is not for me. So when I did track, it was excelling in track. I was like, over here, I could just be myself, right? It's a team sport, but I'm an individual. Then I went to the dance team because it was, it represented me, and cheerleading, things of that nature. But I see right now, if I ever have a daughter, she will be in private school where they got some sense. Because it seems to me this is and one of those good Christians. And some of you not gonna like that, but I can't have my child feeling like she needs to compete with men. Are you crazy? If I ever have a female child, because I don't compete with men now. Like, no. Not even on the job, baby. I'm not competing with men. That's why there's standards. There's separate WNBA. It's not like the NBA. It's not gender neutral, because we already know the women who are actually talented would never make it. And I'm not saying men are better than us, but biologically we are not the same. And the fact that we even have to explain that is beyond sad to me. I'm gonna read these final comments because I don't think anybody else wants to come up, and then we'll be going. Christina said, exactly. At Planned Parenthood, they have to say pregnant person, not women, because it offends the trans women. Can trans women get pregnant? Hell no. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is outrageous. I don't see trans women out here marching in the streets to make sure women are not dying when they give birth, but we gotta make sure we don't offend them. Go to hell. Abby Pink, are you kidding me? What is happening? I'm living in a bizarre world. See, this is why when y'all be out here talking about y'all don't like stuff below the Mason-Dixon line, I love it. Shout out to them conservatives who's going to protect us as women. Because if we're not careful, just watch what I'm telling y'all. I told y'all the other day when Lizzo was like, get out of my uterus and stuff like that, but she's for the trans community. I said, okay, girl, well, who's going to have the babies? Oh, you want more missing women and girls so they can snatch the uteruses and give it to the trans women? Okay, I see what's going on here. Allegedly. Because we're not conspiracy theorists, but 2 + 2 = 4 every day of the week. They're on Asian trans women trying to be the first trans woman to carry a child. So they are trying. Oh, Nicole, y'all see, this is why I say we have to be very careful of our young girls and women because they are snatching us up left and right. That's why I say mark your territory. Every chance you get, always be in your business. Do not let the Disneys and the rest of the powers that be try to confuse you. No. That's why I'm not for Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union. They could go to hell too. They could do their own parenting, but it's given very much, paid to be a part of a certain agenda because we wasn't checking for them. Let's be very clear. We was not checking for them. All of a sudden, they are the elite. So you want Dwayne Wade's daughter Zaya to compete against your daughter? Okay. Facts. Shout out to the conservatives. And I just feel like there's just certain things like damn, we can't have our own. It's becoming real scary out here. And while some of y'all are out here trying to stand on the front line for the trans community, good luck. Because I have yet to see them stand on the front line for you. That's why I say we have to be protective of our spaces. We have to stop sharing all of our intimate details and stuff like that because they really want to wash us out. There's an erasure on women. Have y'all not seen it? It's like every day. Every day something is going on. And it's just like, and it's getting stranger and stranger. That's why I'm not mad at the Boosies. I'm not mad at it. Keep speaking up. Keep speaking up, Boosie, because we need somebody. We need somebody. Everybody else is just tap dancing and towing the line and, oh, yes, a master and stuff like this. And I'm like, oh, hell no. I believe we could commingle and we could cohabitate freely. I do believe that. But I don't want to share my space. We barely get a space. Barely get a space. Look at what they're doing. They're attacking everybody who has an issue with this. Pay attention. Pay attention to the T.S. Madisons, the Nikita Dragons, okay? The Nikki Tutorials. Pay attention to the Angelica Rosses and the Laverne Cox and all of them who just are all of a sudden silent because they want to take over. We already know what it's about. Desirability. Hey, Breeze. Hey, Baze. Hey, Boo, I'm listening and cooking dinner. Ooh, Miss Mahogany, what is you cooking, girl? What is you cooking? But those are just my thoughts. Those are my opinions. Do anybody else have anything else to say? You know, this, as long as you keep it professional, you know what I'm saying? We can talk about it. But that's all I had. I wasn't feeling it. Child, they want to be a woman so bad until it's time to be a woman. Child, please. And I'm for the community. I just feel like I'm a woman first. I'm a woman first. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Spanish everything tonight, LOL. They have me cooking. Ooh. See, this is why Miss Mahogany is a wife, okay? Because she in the kitchen cooking. But y'all, like, what are your thoughts on this? How do you feel? Do you feel like we're being erased? Is this the start of the erasure of women? Couldn't compete against men, so he switched to being a woman for the day. Shoot, and he's gonna get endorsement deals off of this. I'm just so like, no. Shout out to Caitlyn Jenner, Mr. Ron DeSantis. Sarasota, Florida, because Boosie, because somebody has to say no. Vlad TV, even Vlad said he didn't like it. Well, there are some trans men who are having babies and don't want to be called mothers. They are saying call them a pregnant person, like WTF. Women can only have babies, so what is wrong with them? I don't care if you transition into being a man. Did they see these are the type of psychology terms they try to push onto us. That's why I never call myself a cis anything. I call myself a natural born woman. I'm a woman. I'm a woman. I'm proud to be a woman. I'm not putting cis in front of it. I do not care. Y'all be out here using psychology terms and want to push it upon us. Go to hell. It's not our fault you decided in your transition you want to have a baby as a male. Like, make that make sense. My opinion is that they want access to every single thing for Black women, but they want to lock down their spaces. Ooh, now Miss Mahogany. Miss Mahogany came with that read, baby, with that read. She said, So Coco Hughes said, trans men never barricade their way into men's spaces. I wonder why. Trans women need to leave us alone and stay in their lane. Hello. And Nicole said, right. Like, I will say this. I have no problem with the trans community, but as a natural born woman with a vagina, because you got to make sure you say that now, with a vagina, I feel like, what is the reason? How come y'all are not standing up for us? We should just be okay with trans women competing in female sports. Why? 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 I never see y'all marching on the front line to make sure women are not dying, giving birth, dying at the hands of men and women, in some type of love triangle or some type of psycho, I'm so caught up in you. I don't see the trans women out there marching for us, period, to have equal pay. It's getting very strange and very weird. I feel we should be having our own spaces. There's nothing wrong with that. That's y'all have male sports. Like, if you can't hack it as a male, like, that's your problem. That's your problem. And I told y'all before, when Malik Yoba and them was up on the Breakfast Club, this was going to happen. For real, Bree, I'm not arguing with no one about straight facts. If you were born a specific gender, that's what you are. I'm not going back and forth. Let crazy argue with crazy. Hello, thank you. I don't like the word cis. It's like they are calling our women us an infection that needs to be removed. Exactly. I just don't like it. Like, you couldn't hack it as a man, so now you want to come over here where you think it's sugar and spice and everything nice, like, and it shouldn't have to take like a super conservative male like Caitlyn Jenner to say something. Well, she's a trans woman, but still, even Caitlyn knew to compete as a male and won, was on the Weenie box. So when I see the trans girls and the rainbow community going against Caitlyn, that's when I know it's bad, because Caitlyn ain't bothering nobody. She's just telling y'all what it is. The problem is everybody has been babying y'all and spoon feeding y'all, and y'all think y'all can just invade our space. Like, no. But you see those content creators, you see how they're silent, especially the ones who said trans women are women, period. Okay, sis. At Miss Mahogany, I don't like the cis term either. Never have. Okay? Thank you. Shout out to the babes with some sits and the girls in the back. Don't forget to thumbs up this video. And if you don't agree, you can thumbs it down. And my thoughts were this. How do you feel about trans women competing with women in sports? What are your thoughts, babes? What are your opinions? Do you feel like this is the erasure of women? How do you feel about that? And on that note, I gotta go. Bye, host.